Hello and welcome to my review of Doctor Who episode 11. I think the title is World Enough and the Time something. It confuses me trying to say it. So I didn't review last episode mostly because I didn't feel like it was worth it. It was a poorly directed episode in my opinion. So I didn't have a whole lot to say on it besides that. The story could have worked. I don't know. The monster looked awful and no one seemed to react like there was actually a monster there, and it didn't have any real presence. It was just CGI there. But moving on to this episode, I won't get into spoilers at first. I'll do a spoiler-free review first, and then I will get into some spoilers, so I'll let you know before I do that. This episode, I thought was good. It was very good. There's some parts that were meh, but there were some very good parts, and I think we haven't had very many good episodes at all. This is by far the best one so far. And it's definitely worth watching. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's very, I wouldn't say it's too much like any specific episode, and there's some that you can draw comparisons to because of the monsters, and I'm not going to go into that, even though I will say if you haven't watched the trailer for the episode, don't, because it spoils stuff. But my biggest gripe is the trailer, to be honest. That was on the end of the last episode, was that it spoiled stuff. So that's my spoiler review. Go watch it. It's a good episode. I'm gonna be surprised if I hear anyone saying it wasn't. I don't see where they would have their complaints, except for maybe some parts were a little bit slow, but it was kind of building tension. There was one character that was a little odd, but that's the end of my spoiler review, and now we're going to get into some of the spoilers. So if you do not want spoilers, stop watching now. Let's see. I guess to start out, the episode starts with the Doctor landing on a nice planet and coming out and beginning a regeneration. So I think the next episode's the last episode, so I'm assuming that's the end of the episode-ish, and we're gonna see him regenerate, which I haven't been looking, but I haven't seen any rumors on who it is. So, yeah, that'll be interesting if we get to see a new Doctor. It's a surprise again, because I think that's been the problem with the last couple of them, is that people haven't been surprised at all, because here in the internet age, we pay a little bit too much attention to get those surprises. They would have to try incredibly hard to keep a new Doctor under wraps, and before they've announced it beforehand. So it wasn't surprising. The War Doctor was a surprise. That was pretty cool. But I'm really hoping we get a surprise Doctor. I don't know who it is. I'm sure it'll be good casting. Yeah, that's exciting. And then next we jump into them landing on the ship, and Missy comes out and is playing the Doctor, and she's calling herself Doctor Who and kind of trolling the fans and Bill and Nardole, and it's pretty funny. She's kind of off on her perspective on everything. She's calling people like dispensables or something like that. So, oh, you can't be her friend. That's cradle robbing. We're Time Lords. And it's kind of just, it's pretty funny. It's her take on what the Doctor is, and she's coming at it and like saying the things that a new watcher might say. because they're always, who are these people? And everyone else that watches the show is like, they're companions. He's the Doctor, not Doctor Who. And she's telling us that's his real name. And he's like, no, she is trying to get under your skin. And yeah, so that part was funny. And then we get the blue guy comes in, which there have been a lot of the blue aliens this season, it seems like, and I'm wondering if there's something behind that, but I'm not sure. And anyway, he comes out and he's saying if they detect humans, they come and they take them, and essentially he's gonna shoot Bill because she's human, and the monsters are gonna come. And so he does, even though the Doctor tries to stop him. He gets scared and he shoots her, and there's a gigantic hole in her chest, which is pretty shocking. They keep showing it, and you're just like, okay, is she gonna die, or are they gonna do something to bring her back? And it turns out they take her and they say, we'll repair her, and they take off back down the lift to the other end of the ship. And of course, the ship is at a black hole, and whenever a black hole is in a science fiction story, you know that there's going to be time distortion playing a role. So they're at the front of the ship. They're getting more effect from the black hole. Time is slower for them. At the other end of the ship, it's going by much faster because it's like a 400-mile ship. So those people, generations have gone by. We find out. I don't know if that science adds up. I don't know if 400 miles with that time distortion, like the difference would be that much, but I'm not a physicist. But anyway, we see that they're making these people, like operating on these people, and they're all covered in masks and stuff. And there's this one odd character that that takes a liking to Bill for something. I think his name is Razor. He's pretty ugly and weird. He's a weird character. He's out of place, and you eventually find out, spoilers, double spoilers, he is the Master in disguise. Not just any Master, the Master from the David Tennant years. And that's after he tricks Bill into getting an operation, the same operation. They've replaced her heart and stuff. Now they've tricked her into going to the operating room to get the full treatment that those other guys have gotten, the ones that are all in pain and stuff. And they show us this thing that goes around the head. This is going to block out so you don't care about the pain anymore. And it looks very much like a Cyberman head dealie. And when we get to the Doctor finally getting down there, he finds that operating room, and out steps a Cyberman, and it turns out it's Bill. She keeps saying, I waited. And at the same time, Missy is looking up stuff, finds out that the ship left the planet Mondas, which is where the original Cybermen came from, and then meets the Master, like the old Master. So I don't know how that works with, if that's going to work the same with the Master as when the Doctor meets, like they don't remember it until it happens, or something like that. Yeah, because like in the Day of the Doctor, none of them, like the older Doctors, didn't remember meeting the younger Doctors until it happened, and until it happened again, or whatever, until they caught up on their timeline to that event. So we'll see how that plays out. The episode kind of ends there, and it's kind of exciting that we have two Masters. We'll see if she reverts back to being truly evil, because right now for some reason she's trying not to be, and I think it's just to be the Doctor's friend or something like that. She's lonely. Who knows? But it's very interesting. We'll see where this next episode goes. I'm pretty excited about it. It would be nice if the rest of the season had been better, but this is a great start to the end of the season, so I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button and subscribe.